Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news. In a recent video, Chael Sonnen discusses Khabib's comments on Charles Oliveria. Here's the clip.
And Khabib came out and said, hold on. All we've ever said is we're going to finish you and we're going to finish you early. But that isn't an arrogance. We believe in our style and what we can do, and we're preparing because we know it's you. Khabib saying this isn't an arrogance. We're buckled down. And he said, I also don't believe that Charles is angry. I believe he started to feel the pressures of the fight. Now, that was Khabib's stance. But I don't know how focused and closely Khabib has followed the words of Charles Oliveria, which come in a different language, get interpreted to English, are not what Charles said in the first place, and then get relayed to Khabib. I mean, it's one of these things where Khabib, as close as he is to this, would reasonably be lost in translation in comparison to us. We read it, we stay very close, and I feel as though Charles being consistent. I also don't think this is the time to go out and be doing those things. I think Charles is pissed off. I think Charles is pissed off that he is, I almost said champion. I almost fell for it myself, didn't I? Was the champion, hasn't lost. We put it that way. He was the champion and he hasn't lost, and he's a 3-1 underdog. I think that upsets him. I think that insults him. Charles makes a very good point. He hits really hard. He makes a very good point. He grapples very well. He makes a very good point. He's a big guy.
What do you guys think about Chael's interpretation of what Khabib said? Let us know in the comment section. In the most recent episode of the Believe You Me podcast, Michael Bisping spoke about the time when Darren Till publicly tweeted his number to the world, as well as when he and Smith got in trouble with ESPN.
Because I remember Ariel texted me a while ago, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but Ariel won't care, and I don't think that bloody Darren Till will give a flying, let's be honest, because he doesn't. Ariel texted me, new number. I said, oh, thanks. All right, got it. He said,
he did the same thing to me.
He said, do you know why I've got a new number? I'm like, no, I don't. He said, because Darren Till publicly tweeted my number to the world. You know, he said, and then all he got was a non-stop slew of abuse and people talking. And he said it was just relentless, non-stop, as I'm sure it would be. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. What do you say? Did Darren Till overstep the mark on that one?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. He definitely did. Like, it's one thing to mess with people, but like, I've had my phone number forever. So like, if I had to change my number, that would be oh my God. Speaking of phone number changes, you remember when me and you got in trouble on ESPN?
When did we get in trouble? Which time?
Right shortly after you most recently changed your number. So we were working an event together. I don't remember, we were in like Boston or Tampa or something. And you had told me earlier in the day, hey, Anthony, like we'd seen each other. You said, hey, text me tonight. Let's go have a drink. Yeah. So I text you like at like 5 and didn't hear anything. And then someone was like, yeah, Bisping's down the street having a drink. We should go down there. I was like, well, he didn't respond. I don't want, maybe he's trying to avoid me. I don't know.
Never in a million years.
I had texted you at like 10 after that. Like, hey, bro, they said you're down the street. Let's have a beer. Nothing. So then I'm at the desk. The next day, I'm at the desk. The fight's are getting ready to start. We're doing the little sound checks, and you're down cage side. And they say, "Hey, Anthony, talk to the cage side people. You know, talk to the commentators, see if they can hear you." And I said, "Hey, Bisping, thanks for ignoring my text message." And you said, "I got a number, you piece." And we were live. Like we were live in Bristol. Like all the people in Bristol were listening.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman recently blasted USADA after they arrived unannounced as he was sleeping 9 days before his fight with Leon Edwards. This most recent visit to the home of Usman led him to a Twitter rant about the drug testing organization. Dear USADA, there's a reason you make us fill out our whereabouts, so you know where we are at all time. Disrupting our sleep at 5 a.m. is just plain stupid. Next time I'll make you guys follow me around all day. Dan Hardy recently gave us his take on the rematch set to happen in a week between welterweight champ Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards. Here's what Hardy had to say.
If you're looking at a plan A for Usman in 2022, you're looking at striking. He's a striker now. He's a striker with wrestling as a backup. And having that strong a wrestling as a backup with 100% takedown defense, and you've spent no time on your back at all. I mean, he is dominant for control time among active welterweights. You know, 1 hour, 58 minutes and 12 seconds. He is number one in the division for control time. He's a very dominant wrestler. But the fact that he's put that on the back seat now and he's starting to strike is what makes him even more terrifying. Because he has this effortless application to his strikes. There's no emotion. There's no, I'm going to try and knock you out with this. And we see the same from Leon as well. But the difference is that the power output from Usman is different to Leon. Leon hits people with a lot and wears them down, but he's not knocking people out with one shot like Usman is.
What do you guys think about Dan Hardy's opinion? Let us know in the comment section below. In a recent video, Ariel Helwani discusses the UFC Bantamweight division and who he believes will get the next title shot at 135. Here's the clip.
Over the next 2 months, we will have more clarity at the top of the Bantamweight division, starting with this week's main event of Veracruz. The following matchups scheduled for the division are as follows: Sterling Dillashaw, Jan O'Malley, Aldo Dawalishvili, Sanhagen Song, Veracruz. Yes, we spoke about these. What a tremendous lineup of matches that is. Wow, that's 5 big-time fights. My question this week is, who do you see besides Sterling and Dillashaw to have the clearest path to a title shot? Viva Helwani. Very interesting that he doesn't include Cejudo. It's going to be interesting. I could see... Listen, they just announced this show in Brazil. Aldo wins. Does he get a title shot in Brazil? I could see that happening. Vera, big fight, big win. Possible. I could see winner of Sterling Dillashaw fighting Cejudo. I really think you have to see how these play out. Dawalishvili with a big win. O'Malley gets the big win over Jan. Do they fast track him? It's a lot of permutations. I think if Aldo wins, I could see him getting a title shot in Brazil. They're going to want to stack that card. It's a big one for them. New network. I could see that happening. So that might be your answer. But man, Dawalishvili, no joke. Historically, Aldo does well against those guys. But I can't wait. Man, Bantamweight. By the way, here's a hot take for you. Bantamweight better than lightweight right now. Bantamweight better and more interesting than lightweight. I know everyone loves it. Lightweight. Ooh, it's so great. And it is great. My hot take for you today is Bantamweight is deeper and more interesting than lightweight.
What do you guys think about Helwani's opinion on the Bantamweight division? Let us know in the comments. In a recent interview, Aljamain Sterling gave his opinion about TJ Dillashaw.
I'm very indifferent about TJ. And the main thing is, the guy's a cheating little weasel that's been doing this for years, you know? So on one side of the coin, I respect him because even if you are cheating, you still have to have some type of work ethic and drive and motivation to get up in the morning and put in the work and still have the technique to win those fights. So kudos to you for that. You get a hand clap. But the second side of it, it's you've done it the dirty way. You didn't really do it on your own merit and just your own blood, sweat, and tears kind of thing. So I'm a little annoyed by that. And I get an opportunity to fight another guy who's considered one of the greatest of all times in this division. So for me to beat a guy like that, I think it's a huge feather in my cap. So that's kind of the way that is the way I'm approaching this fight. And just go out there, do what you do best. May the best man win. So hopefully I get to strangle him. That would be the ideal situation because it will just be a sweet victory in the sense of, oh, he's not a dangerous fighter. Like, okay, let's see how not dangerous I am.
In a recent interview with Daniel Cormier and Ryan Clark, Islam Makhachev had the pair laughing at his analysis on how to make money in the UFC. Here's the clip.
That's why I say about him something. Now he say his team and he like arrogant. I don't know. I don't understand this guy. He tried to make money, you know. He tried to make money. Yeah, but
money's important, Islam.
Doesn't speak English.
Money's important, Islam.
Nobody understands this guy. He doesn't speak English. English is important. If you want to make money, you have to speak some language which everybody understands.
So
nobody understands what he's saying.
Ryan, this guy,
bro, this dude's out of control.
Islam.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.